Time to bring the thunder. Let the heavens rage! Zeus!
Hello everyone, LZZois here with a different type of video. As in my last weekly, I had a turn 2 buy. That's why I asked some friends if I'm able to record their game. If you haven't already, thank you so much for your support. So here, typical meta game, Red Shanks versus Purple Pluffy. Purple Pluffy won the dice roll, so of course he decides to go first. So this kind of videos maybe will come after in a later stage, as I think it's also nice to have a commentary from this point of view, just to analyze a little bit what other players play and what maybe could be the reason behind the plays, and maybe also if there is one or the other deck tech which is spicy and will surprise as well. So here we go. Both players kept their first hand. So Pluffy starts with the perfect turn 1. Searcher Law, of course, into Laffitaro, which is a very good target. Let's see if he also has for the next turn Zorojuru. So here the Shanks player is passing the turn without any play. So maybe he's not playing the version with Uta Searcher. Instead, maybe he has the Gum Gum Red Hawk, which here he can use to get rid of the law plus protect the first swing. So here we go. Zorojuru, top 5 search. Let's see if he sees Sangoro, or if he already has it in his hands. Nice, Gum Gum Giant, very good target. So many people in my locals, they think that Gum Gum Giant should be banned in the upcoming bannings, which will be mid of March, if I'm not more wrong. What do you guys think? Is it worth to already ban Gum Gum Giant, or do you think it's a little bit too much and we still have to wait a bit? So here the first swing from Shanks, the Pluffy player counters with Sangoro, which I assume he has another one, because we know that he has Laffitaro in his hand. The Shanks player, of course, a typical turn 2 play, which is Lakiru. So here, of course, free swing with Zoro first, block, he KOs the Zoro. And here we see Laffitaro into Sangoro. And here we have some beautiful cards on the table. If you see, this is the... I'm not sure if it's the Treasure Cup or regional prize Sangoro, but really beautiful. Shout out at this point to the Pluffy player. So here we go, turn 3, Shanks, 6 stones. He swings with 9 into leader, which is quite interesting. So most of the time, the Shanks player will probably play here either Yasop or maybe the Ace, if they are playing it. So maybe he didn't have any of those cards ready, or he just want to leave 2 dons open just to protect himself again with a Red Hawk. Because yeah, this turn now from Pluffy, it will be quite aggressive. So first things first, swing with Sangoro to get a free draw. We see here, I just forgot the name. Radical Beam, if I'm not mistaken, for 1 don plus 2000, and if you have, I think, 2 or less life, it's plus another 2000, which is in total 4k. So here he just used it for a plus 2k for 1 Don. Why not? It's a dead card otherwise. So you see, sometimes you have to use such cards earlier to avoid to get under pressure too fast, and to keep your real counter cards in hand for a later stage in the game. So here another swing from Luffy Taro. This one he takes, so I think that's the first life the Shanks player. So here quite risky. Pluffy goes to 1 life as he uses the leader effect, but yes, obviously, of course, if you are able to play Big Mom with this effect, you will ramp again 1 life with trashing a card. So I think a very strong play here. So what we have saw here on Pluffy's side is the famous PCP, Perfect Curve Pluffy, which is quite annoying for every opponent. So here, 8 Don turn, I think one of the best 8 Don turns a Red Shanks can play probably in this situation is the railing. So gives 1 character minus 3000 and another one minus 2000, and after this he's able to KO a character with 3000 power or less. So here he got rid of the Sangoro, which is really important, otherwise this Sangoro will infinity make value. Every swing it draws for free another card, which helps Pluffy to stay healthy in his hand. Also here the Luffy Taro is just a 6k, I mean it's still enough to swing for free, and Shanks has to use his leader effect. Yeah, next turn for Shanks can already be the 10 cost Shanks, if he has it. But now let's see what Pluffy is doing in this turn. So Pluffy's on 10 Dons. So here he has a lot of possibilities. Probably if he has a big character he should play it, as those big characters can make a lot of pressure to the Shanks player. But here he decides to swing with 9k into Shanks. Shanks takes the life. So I think 3 life left for Shanks. Interesting, another 9k swing with Pluffy. Here I would probably have swung first with Big Mom, and just because it's a free swing, just to see what is going to happen. Because to invest so much Don already in this stage to swing with leader, I think this gives too much information to the opponent, so he knows at least, yeah, there is no big plays happening with 3 Dons, so probably there is another swing with Big Mom, and then he's leaving 1 or 2 Dons open for Gum Gum Giant, which he knows that 1 is available. So here it's a 5k swing into leader from the Shanks player. And as you see, the Pluffy player has quite a lot of cards in his hand. So I remember this situation as I was following the match during the record. So the Pluffy player takes here the life, which is definitely a mistake. He has enough counter power. I know that in this stage he didn't have a 1k, he only had 2ks. Nevertheless, he has to counter out this free swing from Shanks, because it doesn't make sense to take here this life. Now he swings with the 10 cost Shanks to life, which applies a lot of pressure for nothing. Even if you have Big Mom in your hand for the next turn and you can heal yourself again, it doesn't make sense to take this 5k swing from the lead for free. Of course, it's a little mistake, let's call it like this. I think here we are already going to a very high level judging. So you will see at the end of the game that such decisions sometimes they can be crucial, but sometimes also it doesn't matter. So here we go. It's a 10 cost Shanks and 8 cost Rayleigh on the field. I'm also not quite sure why the Shanks play here did not swing with Rayleigh 2. I think he was just like, it doesn't make sense because it's an 8k swing and the Pluffy player can counter it out for free with a Gum Gum Giant. But in my opinion, it doesn't matter because like this, he has to invest his other Gum Gum Giant or at least 2 cards from his hand. If he would invest the second Gum Gum Giant, he would fall down to 6 tones, which means we'll be now at 8 tones. So there is no chance for the Pluffy player to play a big character like a Big Mom. So I'm not sure if this was the right call here to not swing. I see the idea behind, but I think this was a mistake. Even if afterwards the Pluffy player would focus on Rayleigh, it's still easier to counter out an 8k body than your 5k leader, right? So here, first swing, this time a bit better. He swung first with Big Mom, the Pluffy player. And now he swings with Lufitaro for 9. So applies a lot of pressure to the Shanks player. So I think here it's already a little bit dangerous. And you see here, in my opinion, the crucial mistake the Pluffy player took for free the 5k swing. I mean, he would be here on 2 life. So in this situation, with 2 lives, you're much more safer than with 1 life. Let's see if he has a Big Mom. This will help him quite a lot. If he has a Big Mom, there is no Don open for Gum Gum Giant. So he does not have it. Instead, he's playing Search a Law. So let's see. He's looking probably for a 2k or a blocker. He finds here Zorojuru. The Zorojuru can search him a Gum Gum Giant. Maybe this is the goal. Why he decided to take the Zorojuru. I think at this stage of the game, yeah, it's quite tricky. So you see that, in my opinion, the Pluffy player put himself in a quite uncomfortable situation due to the fact that he took this 5k swing from the leader. So I think here at least 1 blocker he has to drop. Otherwise, there will be some heavy swings. So 7 into lead. I'm not sure if the Shanks player already used the leader effect. Probably yes. So the Shanks player needs to take this. Okay, so in this situation, here we see a little spice. The 5 cost Brook, which I am also playing in my list. End of the turn, -1 down, restand it, and it gets blocker. So if the Shanks player somehow is able to get rid of this blocker, I mean, he could try to go all in, but I'm not sure if he has enough power. I think the Pluffy player is still quite healthy in his hand. Unfortunately, we don't see the angle of the hand sometimes, but nevertheless, I remember the situation that the Pluffy player had quite a lot of 2Ks in hand. I'm not sure if there is a Gum Gum Giant in his hand too. Nevertheless, in this stage of the game, always leave 1 down open just to bluff. Sometimes it helps, and your opponent plays differently because he assumes that you have a Gum Gum in hand, and this can help you out to get 1 more turn and even to win the game, instead of just pass the turn tapped out and then your opponent knows, okay, there is no Gum Gum Giant, let's try to finish, for example. So here it's a 12k swing. Yeah, it's a block. I think that's a good block. So here we go. There is another Gum Gum Giant, which was quite strong. And I think from this point of the game, it's over. The Shanks player tries here to finish him by luck, if maybe the Pluffy player is bricked, but he's not. He counters out, and it's game. Thank you so much. GG.